live a healthier and happier life.
Once again, we'd like to invite you to come visit our website, healingsounds.com, and experience the difference.
Thank you.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is achieveradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/achieveradio.
Across the realms and around the world, welcome to Outside the Box. Tonight, your host and vessel of spirit is Nancy Zilversmit. We hope that you will learn to have the strength and courage to step outside the box and dwell with spirit, and to leave the old beliefs that hold you down behind you and rediscover your spirituality in new ways. Hello, this is May 27th, 2015, and this show is brought to you by www.sanctuaryofsacredspace.com. Tonight I have a few readings that are requested via Facebook, and one question that has to do with a dream and experiences from a listener. And then I've also got some more to talk about on balance. We started the talk about balance last week. I didn't get to finish, so we'll finish that off today and probably start, if we have time, on gratitude. Now, if you have any questions tonight, you can either text in or call in, and I will do 3 mini readings, and you got to understand they're mini readings. Don't ask me 10 questions. You can ask one question, or you can just request a spirit reading. So I will be doing those tonight as well. And I only have an hour, so we'll get done what we can get done. And I'm going to start first with the Q&A that I was given by a gentleman online, and this goes out to Louis, and he said that the paranormal is normal for me. I dreamt that Hilda, this is a friend of his, performed an exorcism on me. I was laughing, and in between evil and scared type of laugh. And he said, just as I was going to scream, she said, turn it to light. And I did, just as I was going to let out a hellish scream, she, in the dream, put her lips onto mine and sucked out what I perceived was the demon. So since then, I have noticed bursts of light, of blue and white, and plus a few others that look like little smoke plumes of light smoke. And I've asked Spirit to help me understand what it is. I'm getting dreams, can't seem to understand what they mean. I think they are getting frustrated with me. Well, tell them not to make the dream so symbolic then. This dream was definitely symbolic. It could have been that you were also struggling while you were in your dream, that you were possibly being attacked at that time, or something was trying to take over you during your dream. There are some odd things that do happen during the dreams. Sometimes they're symbolic, sometimes they're actually what's going on with you. And I do know that Hilda knows how to do exorcisms, and this kind of thing we're putting to the lips to yours and sucking out what came. There is a method also that's actually used in some exorcisms. We don't actually have to touch the person to use the breath to pull out what a person has in them. So this makes me question as to whether or not it was a symbolic dream or something that was actually happening, and they put in Hilda's face for one of the guardian spirits or angels that you have to help pull that out, because they asked you to turn it to light. So they were giving you instruction to ask for help to do something to help yourself as well, because you had help there. The pulling out of the demon using the breath where she actually in the dream, it was symbolized as actual touching from the mouth itself, which is the breath of life. You've got to understand the breath of life is when you are breathing and pulling out. Actually, I've used this method, but not only in the facial area, the top of the head, not actually touching, but using the breath to pull out, and also in the heart and in the sacral and in the root area and everything in between. You just have to, and even the throat, because we've had people that have had issues with throat, with entities constantly moving around from one area of the body to another. And using the breath of life is one of the methods that is actually used that I do teach in exorcism class. So it sounds like you were getting some help in this dream. It also, if you want to look at it symbolically, it is testing your fear and being able to follow instructions, which you did. And also, you didn't say if the bursts of light or of blue and white. Knowing you, having talked with you before, this is probably that you are now noticing bursts of blue and white and a few others that look like plumes of light smoke. Okay, these are also the way that spirit does appear. It's not just orbs or full manifestations. It's sometimes bursts of light, and the blue and the white would be your guardians or the spirits that are working with you, or your angels. And the plumes of light smoke is another way that they do appear. And because it's light smoke, I would say that these are probably the ones who assisted in the teaching and are around you. I wouldn't say that they are dark, because people who've passed over appear as light smoke sometimes, or in a smoke when they are doing the apparition thing. So asking spirit to help you understand what it is. Consider it training. What they're going to do is, if you can't figure it out yourself, they will bring something else to you, and I know they bring a lot to you. But if you mess around too much with the dark spirits, and I know that you tend to have a little habit with that, that you are going to get tested again and again, because yes, you're not supposed to be afraid of them, but what are you supposed to be doing? You might have a little talk with Hilda about that. I would be more than happy to get another class together if you wanted to learn on some of the expertise in that matter. Okay, and they aren't getting frustrated with you. They're testing you again and again and again, and seeing what will you recognize. Will you actually take any action on it? Will you allow them to take action? So be careful what you ask for. And be careful what you're playing around with, because, you've had a lot of spirit activity, and sometimes you tend to invite it in. Okay, so we will get back to readings in a little bit. So I'll put that paper to the side, along with the list. Where did I just put that list? Okay, that list over there of the people who made the requests. And they are for spirit readings, and I do have 3 of them that I will be doing. And if you are listening to the show and also would like to make a request, you can text in. And I'm trying to get over to my studio screen. There we are. And let's see. New stuff here. Okay. All righty. So we started talking about balance last week. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. We had to stop in the middle of it. Well, we got through most of it, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and start back where we left off, and it was watch yourself going back into balance. Watch yourself going back into balance. When you're trying to bring yourself into balance, and you're trying different things, notice that each time you do something, it's gonna pull your balance of your energy, of your progress, of your entire life, one way or the other. Okay, are we going through a bad time? What do we do to get out of that to bring ourselves back into balance? So be proud of the progress that you make. Be proud of the progress that you make as you are trying to bring yourself back into balance. If you want to hear the first part of this lecture, it was last week's archive. So you can go into the archive at achieveradio.com/outside and look at the week before this one and get the beginning of this piece. But what you have to understand that when you are out of balance and you're trying to bring yourself back into balance and be proud of that progress, but you are learning new things because a lot of obstacles get put into your path as you are trying to maintain balance. And then the gentleman that just had the dream, you can take a good look at that too, because we talked about last week that balance includes good and evil, light and dark. So he just got brought a lesson, and he had to figure out something to bring himself back into balance. Well, obviously, letting them work on him, the beings of light work on him, and removing the darkness that he had going on brought him back into balance. So he was tested. Now he has these other visitations going on. And he will be tested further. So you grow and you learn new things when you try and bring yourself back into balance. And when you do get into that balance, you have to give some gratitude. Give it to yourself, but also give it to those who are helping you, whether they be human, whether they be spirit, whether they be source/God. So it's all about the balance, okay? And don't feel guilty about it. Some people, when they start getting into a balance thing, they've been out of balance for so long, they start feeling guilty about it, thinking they've got to slip back into where they were before, and because they have this idea. Well, let's give an example: work and life, and sometimes if you are giving your all to your work and your job, and not enough to your family life and to yourself. If you decide not to take the work home with you, or decide not to work those long hours because you need to put in some time with your relationships, with your family, with your, having a little downtime to enjoy yourself. Don't feel guilty about it. There are people that feel guilty if they don't answer their cell phone, if they don't answer their email while they are off of work. They feel guilty about it because they think that they have to be on all the time. You can't be on all the time. If you are, you're going to burn yourself out. Okay, and that's that imbalance, is burning yourself out. And yes, work, you can do work, create time and space for for yourself and for those you care about. So you have to bring it into some kind of balance. You can be at you can be at work, and you will be at your best if you are well rested. So you have to take that time off. You can't just keep work, be burned out, not get sleep, be burned out, and your mind's still going. So you have to take steps also to let the mind rest, to let the body rest, and even if it means taking a 15-minute nap or a short meditation. What it does is it helps with the energy, it helps with your attitude, it helps with the clarity, and ideas come at that time when you are taking that downtime. And you have to know that there's no perfect formula. So it's not going to be, you have to do a specific time, you have to do it at a certain time of day. There's no specific formula. It's trial and error, and it's figuring out what works for you. Okay, what's going to bring you into balance? What's going to work for you? If it's not working, stop, reevaluate, try something else. Or try a different length of time. It could be the phase of life that you're in also. People have different kinds of energy and different needs at different ages. I find that at night I maybe sleep. Oh, I don't sleep solid, I'll tell you that much, but maybe I sleep about 5 hours at the most. But I'll take a nap during the day. I will go, go, go. I'll have a lot of energy. And then if I take some downtime for 1 or 2 hours for a nap or for a meditation slash whatever, because Spirit decides that they're going to visit during that. And so it's like nap slash meditation, visitation, the whole shot. And during that time, I'm re-energized. I get up and I can go the rest of the day. But when I start getting tired at night, and that could be anywhere between 9 and 12, and sometimes 1, I'll just crash. I'll turn off the TV, or stop reading or whatever it is I'm doing, crocheting, whatever it is I'm doing, and I'll crash. And then I'll be good 4 to 5 hours later. So as you get older, you require less sleep. As you are younger, though, you might need that anywhere from 6 to 12 hours. So it depends on your age, depends on your health, depends on your energy, and it depends on how you cope. I know people who get up early, go to work all day, go home and crash. They are down. I mean, they have a little time to eat, and then they just crash, and they have no social time. When their weekend comes, they crash on their face some more. And it's like, okay, what kind of a life do you have? I know people like that, several, as a matter of fact, and I meet more people like that all the time. There has to be some balance, and that's not being balanced. So you need to stop, reevaluate, and find out what phase of your life you're in. There are going to be different challenges thrown in your path. There's going to be new obligations. There's going to be old ones that are going to come up again. And you just need to rearrange everything, reevaluate, take care of what is at hand, and rebalance. And sometimes it's hard for people to take care of what is at hand. They think they've got to do 10 million things. That's why I make the list, and we've talked about the list before. I've got another new list. We do this weekly, new list, and as you notice, some of it's crossed out, but there's a lot not, and that's because right now I'm low on funding, but I have a lot of projects that don't cost any money to do because I've cleaned out the shed. I've looked at what we've got, and I've made do. So I've got paint enough to do two rooms. I've repaired plumbing. I've repaired things on the roof, stuff that didn't cost me money because I looked at what we had. And if you don't have certain things, Craigslist is a good place. I'm building a whole fire pit area and a relaxation area, and using the brick that I already had, the Mexican tile that I already had. Craigslist is got free gravel. We'll be doing that, and then the outside stone that lays around the edge between the grass and the area for the fire pit. That's free. It's out on Craigslist. It's just like I paid $30 and went to this area of town that people in mansions do Craigslist. I didn't know that, but I got a very nice fire pit for $30, and that's all I've invested. Everything else right now has come from either what I've had or what is free that people are trying to get rid of. So you have to change what it is that you're doing. If I have no money, then I will find a way and do something else. So I'll bring myself back in balance, and I'm always busy. If I have money and something costs, then I go out and I spend the money on the item that costs, and then if the money goes out to bills and everything else, yes, we stay in the black. My list here is a lot of things that don't cost money. Rake the leaves, mow the lawn, plant seeds, which we've got a whole collection of. And it's just like, so you bring things into balance, get up there and clean the gutters. I'm afraid of heights, but I'm the only one in the household that'll go up on the roof, as long as I have a second person holding the ladder. But it's just like, so you can keep busy, you can do things, you don't have to have money. Okay, if you look around, there's other things that have to be done or that can be done. Okay, and so your personal time between work and personal time. Okay, I don't work a regular 9 to 5 job. Spirit hasn't allowed me to do that for a while, and so I'm not doing that. So I work doing other things, and it's like my friend that goes to work, takes a bus to work, works 10 hours, takes a bus home, crashes, and he's gone, but I've got a steady income. I said, well, so do I, but I work differently than you, and I live on a lot less. So it's just like my work is different. It's definitely work because I'm doing things, and it's not like it has to cost something. You can barter, you can exchange, whatever brings that balance. And I can go and do what I need to with family and with work, with spirit work, with housework, whatever it is I have to do. But if you're going to feel drained, you're going to also, if you're out of balance, you're going to feel drained. You can get sick. You can be demoralized, and you can just want to quit doing what you're doing because you're not wanting to become balanced because you're out of balance. And it's just like, woe is me, what can I do? And it's just like you have to sit down, you have to take a good look at your life and what it is you're doing and actually look at the positive as well as the negative. Look at what you want to do, what you are doing now. What do you hate about what you're doing now that you want to change? If you don't love what you've got going on, then you might very much want to consider change. And to bring yourself back into balance, to bring your health back, to bring your energy back, to bring your self-esteem back. You don't need to feel demoralized. You don't need to feel burned out. So bring back that balance and take some me time. I do that. You know, if I put up on Facebook that I'm gone for me time, my family knows better than to call me because I'm probably in a movie theater somewhere and I've got the phone shut off anyway. So yeah, gone for me time. And when you have your me time, the me time can be, well, for me, I like to go to the movies, but me time for me is also prayer, meditation, just thinking about things, resting, recouping, and recovering. And that's what you need to integrate into your life. You've got to integrate your personal and your work time and understand that there's going to be a perfect balance. It's always going to be a little one way and a little the other way. You're going to have to, it's like that, the people that stand on the board that has the little ball in the middle or the little cylinder in the middle, and they have to balance. Well, that's what you have to do with your life all the time. It's going to be in constant flux. It's never going to be perfect, so it's going to be changed. So you have to balance for short times, sometimes for long times, and be ready for the next change. And every time there's change in your life, you've got to rebalance things again. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. If you stop and really think about it and take a good look at what you like in your life, what you don't like in your life, make the changes that need to be changed so that you can go ahead and move on in your life so that you can get some joy or you can get some relief. And it depends on the result of what you achieve. Don't drive yourself insane along the way. Don't drive yourself insane along the way. And understand that only God, only Source, only the divine is perfect, okay? We're human beings. We're not perfect. So you need to find your happy medium without residing in either side of the extreme spectrum, okay? And we've discussed last week what the extreme spectrum was, either too far into one end or too far into the other end, where you're just absolutely miserable, or you're joy, and you're missing the rest of life because you're living in that little bubble, and life goes on around you, and you just kind of don't notice it or don't participate in it. So if you hang out too long on either side, you're going to be greatly imbalanced. You've got to understand, even though we have in the Far East part of the world monks who pray and sing, and they do certain things with their rituals and their belief systems and everything. So they're living in one extreme off to the side, one extreme. And the rest of life passes them by because they don't participate in it. And there's so much out there. So it also means that if you are living in the miserable piece of your life where you hate what you're doing, you don't like the people you're with, there's something that you would rather be doing to make your heart feel joy, that's where you have to step up and make the change, because you're missing all kinds of things in life, that life is just passing you by as well. So you're the opposite extreme of the monk. So both of you would be out of balance. So when you do find your balance, you do find actually your life purpose, and that may change. When we have a life purpose, it's not usually just one thing. If you have a life purpose when you were younger, that's to learn and to experience and to grow up. And when we get to a certain point where we have to go out and we have to be an adult and we have to work, and then we have to find our life purpose there. Sometimes that's to be a parent. Sometimes it's because we want to be a single person. Sometimes we wish to care for others. So that's a life purpose. And that, when your children grow up and they move away, then you have another section of your life coming in. Things change again, and then your life purpose changes. And there's so many people that discover when they get into middle age or they get into elder, that they go into a whole new phase of life, and their whole life changes again. And then they find their new purpose, and they become balanced again. And it's growth and it's stability, and it happens when you work back towards bringing the balance into your life. And that was all I had on balance. So we finished that. And got to find places to put my papers all over my desk here. As you notice, I don't show my desk like I used to. Okay, so we have some readings, and we also have somebody on the line, Renee in Pennsylvania, I think. Hello, Renee.
Hi, how are you? It's been a long time since I've heard you.
Yeah, I was off the air for a couple of years. What did you have a question or something that you wanted to ask?
Yes. What does Spirit want to tell me that would be helpful for me?
Okay.
Or that's very important.
All righty. And what I'll do is ask Spirit to go ahead and what I'm going to ask is I'm going to ask that your own angels and guides be the ones that come forward, and if there's anybody else beyond them that needs to give you an answer. They said, you know what, they're saying enjoy the successes that you have in life, the little ones, the big ones. And they said even though that sometimes you feel that you're carrying a lot of burdens, and oh my gosh, this sounds like what we were just talking about. They said that the change is necessary. The change is necessary. And they said when you go through changes, don't let it stress you out. Just go with the flow. And they're just basically repeating what we just said. But they say basically look at what is really going on. They're saying look at the different sides of the situation. Not just one point of view, and look beyond what is illusion, what is the drama, what is the emotions that are going into it, and take a stop and a reality check with what's going on around you, and move a little bit more towards your dream. Move away from all of that. Make the changes necessary to bring your dream forward, and to totally give yourself into that dream. And they're saying that set the intentions, and also to put it in writing, and put it out to the divine, put it out to source. And know that sometimes things don't happen right away. Even with me, a lot of times things don't happen right away. They take time. Some things will happen right away, like a parking spot, but bigger things do take time, because they have to, things in the background that we're not seeing are being moved around and rearranged so that you can meet that person, so that you can get that piece that you want. put out there I'm hearing the word manifestation, and then have some understanding that not everybody's going to agree with you as to what you are doing. You may have to stop, make some comparisons, and know that what you are experiencing is what you need to trust, your own experience, your own point of view. They said that sometimes you have to compromise, and we don't feel good about the compromise having to happen, but it sometimes knocks you back off your, they're saying off your heels. They're knocking you back off your heels to remind you that if you stop and take a look at what's going on around you and look at the little things, and they're going into the gratitude piece, which I was supposed to talk about tonight also. They're saying that with the gratitude piece, when they knock you off your heels, they want you to take another look at what's really happening, the natural things, the things beyond the scope of all of the illusion, and that's just like I'm getting, okay. So they're saying, look at the awe in the nature of the natural situation. It is there you're going to find transformation going on in your life, and when that transformation hits, there's going to be a lot of possibilities. And one of the possibilities is going to be abundance, which it's not always money. It's not always money. Sometimes it's material things. It's like I was discussing about my lists, and a lot of times it doesn't include money, but it includes getting a lot of things. I was just gifted a microwave about 3 weeks ago. And it's newer than the one I had, and a little bigger too. And it's just like they literally told me, I'm moving. I have a much newer microwave. This is for you. Throw away that other piece of crap that you have. And I went, okay then. So it's like abundance comes in different ways. So look at the abundance, and don't always think of yourself as being an outsider, because Spirit says we are right there with you. It doesn't matter if the physical people recognize what's going on. We know what's going on, and we're going to make it happen. So have courage and just work your way through it. I'm asking, is there anything else? So that was a long dissertation for a short reading. I guess they had a lot to say.
Yes, they know I'm going through a lot of things for many years, and they're saying, hang in there.
Yeah. And that's really cool that they do that. And that's why I prefer to do the spirit readings, because then it's a cold read, and I don't even have to know your situation. So thank you for calling.
Thank you, and many blessings to you. I'm glad things are working well for you, and it's going to be a lot better. Wait till next year comes. That's why you're getting you ready.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing that from a lot of different people and from a lot of different sources. So yeah, thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and move on to. Let's see, Lewis wanted a spirit reading also, and they're going to give me a whole different deck for Lewis. And they're saying Lewis is getting a whole different deck because Lewis is a whole different situation. And I was just like, okay then. And Lewis had a birthday, I think, today also. It's not only Lewis's birthday, but my oldest child is turning 39 today. She's getting up there, too. So, all righty. So, they're saying for you, Lewis, is get out there and grab the cosmic carrot. And the cosmic carrot is like riding the carousel and reaching out and grabbing the golden ring. And that's the same type of thing. Back in the old days, it was the golden ring on the carousel, and nowadays in the new age, it's the cosmic carrot. So they're saying reach out, grab that cosmic carrot, enjoy it while you can, and they said enjoy your princess. Okay, and stay away from the past. They said the past is very dangerous from you. Just keep walking forward and don't walk backward. If there are pigs out there that would stomp all over what's valuable to you, the card is pigs. Pearls before swine. So don't cast what is valuable out where other people can stomp on it. Know that you have your own values, you have your own beliefs, and if other people can't respect that, tell them pretty much, thank you for your opinion, and then just leave them. You don't have to. You don't have to go any further than that. You can say, okay, we're done. And you don't have to explain yourself. For you, the abundance card is also coming up, so you have a lot of, and the abundance is with guardians, so you have a lot of support. It's not a money thing, it's a support thing. So you do have a lot of support. So just stay centered in the present and know that things are going to transform. Things are going to transform. And they're saying that the things that will transform will be better for you, and it's going to be, you've had a lot lately that has transformed, has changed. It's going to continue to change, and it's going to be your wishes being fulfilled. And they said that's very precious, and they said that's not the end of it. There will be more transformation, and it's going to raise the energy, the spirit of the serpent power, which is the if you know anything about the Hindu chakra system, their belief system is in the root of the chakras is where the serpent resides, and if you are able to bring that energy up from the root up to up through all your chakras and out to the divine, that's the raising the serpent power, or feeling the power of spirit and being able to make that connection. And I don't think you're going to have any problem with that. They said that you've been there before, you've done it before, and you have gone totally crazy before. The card is going totally bananas. So have fun with whatever it is you're doing, and don't worry about what others think. Follow your dreams. The Soma card is dreams. And if necessary, take a little time away. And they're saying take a little time away, feel safe in what it is that you're doing, and the life that you are beginning, and where you're going with it, okay? And yes, recall what has happened in the past, but then realize that, yes, it is in the past, that you are moving on, and go ahead and once in a while just get away from everything and take your loved one with you and just get away and know that everything is temporary. So situations are temporary, and they say when you go to get away, then hearts will soften, minds will start seeing like together, and know that if you don't take the time away, okay, they're saying if you don't take that time away to relax, to renew, to reestablish, or make new with your relationship with your loved one, they're saying you'll just stress out. Don't stress out. Don't allow other people to stress you out. Just take a deep breath, be calm, and know that when situations arise, and if it's a negative situation, know that you will get through it, that there's always light at the end of the tunnel, that they gave me the solar return on that one, and that people will talk, they'll spin stories about things that are not true. It is their truism, which means it's something that they make up themselves, and you're going to have to continue to deal with that. So know that that's their story, that's not your story. Go on with your life, and the wave of bliss, know that you are going to have to burn off some of your past and make sacrifices to walk into your future, and you are definitely going to have a lot of change coming in your future, and you're going to look back at the past, and you are going to laugh at where it was that you were before, because you will have worked through it, you'll have moved on, you will have moved up, and you will be moving yourself into a higher position in your life, and it's not necessarily work, but it is also a higher status on spiritual level as well. And don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody stop you. Okay. I have a spirit reading for Lindsay. Ooh, they're going to bring out that deck. Okay. They only let me use 3 decks today. And one of them was a tarot deck. And Lindsay's going to get the tarot deck. Alrighty then. So, Lindsay, you need to be careful of a gentleman who is, he's in the arts and sciences, which could be anybody from a lawyer to a doctor. In that type of a profession, arts and science area, and what he is, and this is a warning on this one, because he is very much a negative naysayer type person. He won't give you the support that you want. He's going to insist that things be his way. He likes to stir up drama, and I'm seeing this with fingers going. He likes to feed his own pocket, line his own pockets, okay, and his wallet as well. So be careful, because you have enough burdens as it is, and you have enough responsibilities that you yourself have shouldered, and you are continuing to try and move on in spite of other things that are going on around you. The next card is the Star reversed, which this is a card that you've had some disconnection, and it's also a card that says, basically you've been in discordance in your health and your connection with others. And you've been under the criticism of a gentleman who has a very sharp tongue. And again, this is another one. This is the King of Swords, and he's upside down. And he is somebody who will speak with cruelness, and he will be strict, and he will want it his way. You need to be careful of that person as well, because all he will do is bring you bad news, and he will not bring you. He doesn't want things to change. Let's put it that way. He's somebody who that likes things done his way and does not like change. And he is somebody who tries your confidence. He tries your confidence, and takes problems that are not as big as you would think they are, but he will take and with all the drama and make problems seem like they are a lot bigger than they actually are. So you need to take a reality check. Is that true? Is what this person is saying is true, or is it less than what he is saying? And you need to stop. You need to make a decision. You need to look at things that have happened in the past, because you do have options, but you've been kind of spreading yourself thin, and that's the Seven of Cups. And you've been spreading yourself thin, and you've had a problem focusing on getting one thing done at a time because of that. You have a karmic relationship that you need. Okay, we're moving away from that into another piece. You have a karmic relationship where you have to take a look within yourself. You have a conscious mind that's going, oh my God, I've got all this other stuff going on. What you need to do is you need to try meditation. Actually, try stilling your mind. Try getting into a place where you can be alone. You don't have to sit cross-legged in some painful position. You can lay flat on your back. You can set an intention. You can meditate, or just lay there silently and wait. What I get told, my mind doesn't shut up by spirit. So it's just basically I talk to spirit and about whatever it is that I've got an issue going on about, and they know how to hit the off button, and suddenly Problems will be solved, ideas will come, epiphanies will happen, decisions will be made. So you need to try that, because if you don't, you're going to have to deal with, and this is bad news is also, but this is also not only bad news, but arrows of jealousy will be headed your way. So you need to deal with a Queen of Cups, and this is a positive person. She is a person who is intuitive. She can see past all the emotions. So this is an impartial party that you need to connect with, and she can see past the emotion, and she can see what's going on, and she can give you some she can give you some intuitive ideas as to where you should go with all of this. And the next card is the Knight of Swords, and this is an event that's going to come in very, very quickly, and it's going to go very quickly. And the event is going to leave you confused. Now, the event, this is upright. This is going to be something that's going to be positive. You're going to take a look at the rest of what's going on in your life, and then you're going to have to make a decision, because what happens is so positive, and it comes in so quick, and it leaves very quickly as well. It's going to pull you in two directions. The next one is the Two of Swords, and it's gonna be chaotic for you. You're not going to know which direction to go, you need to stop and really think about what's going on for you. The next one is the Page of Pentacles, and it means that you may have to get some financial advice, which is a good thing. Get that financial advice, because if you don't make some changes, then the situation itself will not change. There will be no rebirth. So you have to step up. You have to get some help. You have to talk to people. If you want to be in control of your life, then that's the Chariot upright. If you want to be in control of your life and you want some changes to happen, then you need to move forward, because if you don't move forward, we have the World upside down, which means things are just going to stop. And they aren't going to change, and they could even get worse. We have the Hermit upside down, and you will be left lonely if you don't start making some changes and start stepping it up. And they're saying courage. They're saying, have some courage, girl. Have some courage, girl. They're seeing you pick up your purse and walk away. Pick up your purse and walk away, because we have Temperance that is upside down, and Temperance upside down is, and we've talked about Temperance just recently. Temperance upside down has to do with balance. Okay, and it also has to do with courage. So you need to bring yourself back into balance. You need to have the courage to move forward. Okay, and they're saying the next one is the Eight of Cups, and it's reversed. They're saying that you need to deal with the physical issues now. Okay. Wow. Is that it? Yep. Okay, they're done. So, Lindsay, good luck. Make some decisions, make the changes, and get the help that you need. All right. Angela is the next one. Oh, they're going to use two decks on her. Okay, then. So I'm going to spread one deck first, and then I will spread out this other deck. Just leave me a little space, guys. Jeez. All righty. So, Angela. Long time no see, Angela. They say that you need to be out there sharing, and I know you do. You do. You share a lot of what goes on with you. You create your own life situation, and because you know that if you don't do that, if you don't get out there and do what needs to be done, nothing gets done. That's a totally black card here. Nothing gets done. So you have to get out there and continue to be the rebel that you are. You actually got the rebel card. And listen to those inner voices that you've got going on. And I know this person. She's a medium, and she's very spirit connected. So listen to those inner voices that you got going on, and understand that, every time something happens, reinvent yourself. It's okay. It's the rebirth card. You are conscious of what's going on, and they said trust that you're going to know when the time is ripe to take action on situations, and bring yourself back into harmony. And you do that, and I'm seeing you stomping your foot and having a little ego moment, but then you tend to bring yourself back into harmony. It's funny. I love it when they give me little visuals while I'm trying to read cards. Okay, they're saying do not feel guilty. Sometimes people will play politically on you, and it's the politics. And this is the two-faced card. So be careful of that, and don't let somebody be making a guilt trip on you. Try and be friendly. Listen to what they have to what they have to say, and I guess we're going to get to the gratitude piece next week. Listen to what they have to say, and then go on about your own way. And because we've gotten the card that's called the Fool, because you're going in your own direction, you're going in the right direction, that you are going to have to deal with some fighting, and the fighting piece is karmic, and it has to do with some past life issues that you've got to get through. I know you think that you've gotten through all of them with that person, but guess what? Another one's going to pop up, and it's gonna leave you wandering. And the card is travel, but it's wandering is the word that's coming through, and it's going to cause you to have to reintegrate this life with the past life, and trying to get through it. And it does cause you sorrow sometimes. I'm putting this one deck away, yay. Give me some space here. And they said it does cause you some sorrow at times, but it also brings to you your greatest happiness. So I guess this has to do with relationships with somebody. All right, they're saying the next card is the magic carpet, which means they're saying that you want to take off in different directions. You want to go where you want to go, but there seems to be some issues that crop up every time you try and do that. And they're saying with the issues, take a risk. Take a risk. And know that the one who is the Joker, the one with the 20 faces going in all directions like this, and all the multiple personalities, this is the one you have to take the risk with, that you have to work through the situation, and know that sometimes it feels like your head's going to pop off with that situation, but that person may need some healing of their own. And I know that sometimes you get tired because you have your own healing that needs to be done, but you've got responsibilities with other people, and you've put yourself in those responsible areas. You've decided to pick up the burdens with that. So this person is going to need some healing, and you will be satisfied that they come to you. And they think that you can help with it, because it's not physical healing. It's more on the spiritual, energetic end. And they look at you as the person who has the ability and the information. And that's the Mother card, the Mother of Pearl card. So you're the patriarch as well. Even though others would say, no, physically you're not the patriarch, but you are the patriarch. So other people consider you to be that. So when that happens, recognize it and take care of the situation. It's good for you to be involved because you're helping somebody who is in the state of self-preservation, and life has come down on them mean and heavy. And they are looking to family. Okay, the family card came up. They are looking to family for help. They say, don't forget that in the midst of everything, that take time out for yourself. And that's that balance piece, to take time out for yourself and look at what is not being said and meditate on it, and then as a chameleon, help the person through the situation to help reinvent themselves and move on in a new role, because it is a matter of survival for them. As I said before, was self-preservation. It is also a matter of survival for them. And you've been in the trenches and you know what to do and how to get the help that they need. Okay, that's going to be it for today. And thank you for giving me questions and dreams and situations and listening to the rest of the show on balance. Next week, we'll be looking at gratitude, which has been brought up in little pieces in several of the past shows, and now it's going to be the one that's going to be brought to the forefront. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that you can find me either on Facebook. You can email me at nancy@sanctuaryofsacredspace.com. Facebook, just look for Nancy Zilversmit with a Z. And you can also find me on YouTube. So I will see you next week, and we will talk about gratitude.